please remind yourselves that this is 100% true. I got my period on a horse. Not my first period, just a regular period on a horse. Oh, and no, it wasn't on the saddle or that blanket under the saddle. I bled right onto that horse, the poor thing on which I straddle. I got my period on a horse. Thank you. Thank you so much. I did that. I got my period on a horse. And then my grandpa had to buy the horse. Because if you bleed it, you bought it. I went from a horse girl to a horsewoman that day. My name is Allie Lou, formerly known as Alexandria de Guzman, professionally known as that bitch from the meeting who took home all the bagels. All of them. I don't know, Lou is my stepdad's last name. I took it as my stage name. I think it's cuter. Alexandria de Guzman sounds like an HR rep. I took it, and that pissed off the de Guzman side of my family. So at holidays, to avoid all controversy, I just go by Ali Blart Mall Cop. It's just easier that way. I am Filipino, but that doesn't stop people from speaking Spanish to me every day. I know I got a mean case of resting nanny face. It's weird. But people always know I'm Asian when I'm driving. That's so rude. If you're gonna assume I'm Asian just by my driving, then take your fucking shoes off at my house too. Maybe throw me like a deep bow every once in a while. That'd be better. No, some guy, I live in Los Angeles, I didn't think this was gonna happen. I was like, it's a pretty progressive town, but I was walking down Melrose and some guy yelled out, "Go back to Mexico," and I was so pissed, I was like, I'm Filipino! And a little boy walked by with his mom and was like, "Mommy, what's Filipino?" And that bitch looked me dead in the eyes and was like, I don't know. I think Filipinos are a lot like boba. We've been around forever, but white people just recently got into us. I get so pissed, and I was like, sometimes I think about moving back to the Philippines, okay? I think about it a lot, especially when world leaders say things like, "Grab her by the pussy." I'm like, I'm gonna move back to the Philippines, and then I did my research. Oh my God. You know what the president of the Philippines said on the record to a CNN reporter? He said that all rebel women should be shot in the vagina. All right, he said that to a CNN reporter wearing a tank top and flip-flops. The president of the Philippines should have had like backwards Oakleys on the back of his head and a shirt that said, "No fat chicks." It's like, I don't really want to be grabbed by the pussy, but I definitely don't want to be shot in the vagina. So I decided to just split the difference and just move somewhere where they're gonna cut off my clit. Hey! How come the only guys who know where my clit is are the ones who want to cut it off? That is suspicious. I don't know. What do you do with it after? I'm like terrified one day I'll just walk into some guy's den and my clit will be mounted on the wall like a Billy Bass, like, ah! Not great. I don't know. English is my second language. English is hard, you guys. Like, what's the difference between a hotel and a motel? I asked my uncle, I was like, what's the difference between a hotel and a motel? He goes, very easy. A hotel is where you take your wife. A motel is where you take your mistress. And I was like, cool, I am 7. I learned about infidelity before I learned about proper nouns. Not good.